Back in 2012, a Russian hacker leaked the source code for the Orange Box branch of Valve's Source Engine. And most interesting to me is that the source code for Portal is included in this, and Portal is a closed source game and therefore cannot be modded. Now, mods like Rexora and Portal Prelude do not count because they are actually content packs, not mods. They don't modify the engine in any way. If you want to see the code yourself, it's been available on GitHub since at least 2013, so I only assume that Valve doesn't care about people having it. I pasted it into a clone of the Source SDK 2013 codebase, and it actually surprised me. It took only a little bit of fixing up to get it to work. It was pretty neat for me to see that this actually works, because I wasn't expecting it, even though it did compile properly.
Perfect. Please move quickly to the chamber lock, as the effects of prolonged exposure to the button are not part of this test.
There is one problem that I've noticed with it, which is that the final credits do not play. Instead, the game freezes. I'm not sure exactly why this is. I'll fix it eventually, but it's only a minor issue for what I want to use the code for. Now, more interesting to me is using this for multiplayer mode. There aren't any multiplayer mods for Portal that I'm aware of, because multiplayer Portal actually crashes. When a player gets close to a portal, the game will just stop working. So this is my multiplayer build of Portal, and you'll notice that it thinks it's Half-Life 2 Deathmatch, which it kind of is, but also kind of isn't. Anyway, the portals are working. Let me just upgrade the portal gun here. Whereas in single-player Portal it crashes here, I can't walk through them, but if I no-clip it does work, so it's only partially working, but it's enough to show that it is Portal. And if I place a turret, you'll also see, yeah, that is working properly, and if I place a zombie, well, okay, well it didn't go through the the portal for that one, but it does go through portals for other things too, not just the player. And zombies hate turrets. Well, that turret is really dumb. Oh well. I don't think their attempts are working very well. Yeah, the AI is totally broken in a multiplayer build from Source SDK 2013. The rules aren't set up, so everything has pretty much no health. And I have fixed it so that everything knows what its enemies are, but even that isn't there. But it's still not quite right. I also noticed that those cameras aren't detaching, not sure why yet. And if you notice that that portal there isn't linked to this one, the reason is, if I just set my portal gun linkage ID to 0, you'll see that it is connected now. The reason for that is that Portal actually has incomplete support for multiplayer mode, and by default your player ID in multiplayer, the first player that connects, is 1, so I got linkage ID 1 for my Portal pair there, but the game assumes you'll have 0 because in single player your player is always 0, which is why that orange one there is 0. So if you're ever wondering what that command is for, it's actually a debug command, I'm pretty sure, for testing out the multiplayer support, which I think is pretty cool. Anyway, there's a lot of work to be done on getting this working. You'll also notice that GLaDOS hasn't been saying anything. I also don't know why that is, but everything else is pretty portally, except for the parts that don't work. Hopefully have a progress update soon. This is just a few hours of work, really. Oh, and the fizzling works. I fixed that today, actually.